Yeah, it was a war based on lies, based on deception, calculations that the government knew were untrue. I mean, I was in Baghdad in 1998 when the weapons inspectors were pulled out. That was 2 months after the U.S. Senate unanimously passed a resolution announcing that regime change rather than arms control was the priority for the United States. And during the next 4 days, starting December 12th to 1998, the U.S. bombed the country for 4 straight days, 1,000 bombs and missiles. And as Raid said, that just kept going. I was in Iraq right before the invasion. The U.S. was bombing then. I mean, 13,000 weapons inspections had taken place. The weapons inspectors had no evidence whatsoever of weapons of mass destruction. Not only did the country suffer 13 years of sanctions, 8,000 Iraqis, according to the UN, were dying each month. The country was completely surrounded. It was hobbled. It had no air defenses. The idea that it was a menace to its neighbors or to anybody was clearly a lie. I asked Lawrence Wilkerson once, who was Colin Powell's chief of staff, why did you do it? The Bush administration knew there were no weapons of mass destruction. And he said, well, it was low hanging fruit. So the real goal of the operation, I think, was to create a new Middle East where the U.S. would create proxy governments in these oil-rich, resource-rich parts of the Middle East, Iraq, Syria, Libya. You saw what happened afterwards. The war went to Libya, went on to Syria. So it was a regime change war. The U.S. failed, though. It succeeded in creating a lot of human misery and suffering, but these are not actually in Iraq today a puppet government of the United States. This was hubris and arrogance on display. Again, a terrible crime. Sadly, George W. Bush and Dick Cheney have not been held accountable. This was a violation of international law, violation of the UN Charter, and yet no one was held accountable.